Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I have the privilege to present Mr. Jack Lund for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanics at Springfield College. Jack Lund, as leader of the YMCA of Greater New York, the largest YMCA in North America, and New York City's largest private youth-serving organization, you are strengthening the organization and its services. Your more than 35-year YMCA career includes local programs that blossomed into national-wide programs. You have given of your expertise to the YMCA nationally and globally, and to organizations building religious understanding and community financial development. You have served Springfield College well as a trustee and an adjunct professor, and you were instrumental in opening the college's Milwaukee campus. Jack Lund, because you, by your character and accomplishments, exemplify humanics, which emphasizes dedication of the whole person, spirit, mind, and body for leadership in service to humanity, the trustees of Springfield College join in recognizing your achievements by conferring upon you the degree of Doctor of Humanics honoris causa.
Jack Lund, by virtue of the authority given me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and by the trustees of Springfield College, I now confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanics and all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please acknowledge once more our honorary degree recipient with a round of applause. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker. We were proud to just confer upon him an honorary Doctor of Humanics degree. In receiving this honor, Jack Lund joins a very special group of great Americans: John F. Kennedy, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Art Linkletter, and more recently, Congressman Richie Neal, Bill Cosby, and United Senators from Massachusetts, John Kerry and the late Ted Kennedy. Just to name a few who have received honorary degrees and spoken at Springfield College. You already heard a number of Dr. Lund's accomplishments. Additionally, as President and Chief Executive Officer of the YMCA of Greater New York, he has tackled major challenges facing the city's young people. He has introduced new programs addressing leadership development, physical inactivity, academic growth, college preparation, and swim safety. He has also launched an ambitious process to update over 1.3 million square feet of YMCA facilities throughout the 5 boroughs. Outside of the YMCA, he is committed to an organization dedicated to diffusing verbal and physical violence perpetrated in the name of religion. Like most of you in today's graduating class, he earned his master's degree at Springfield College. I'm proud to present Dr. Jack Lund.
Good morning, everybody. I'm back. Thank you so much for this honor. Now I know how the Scarecrow felt in The Wizard of Oz. I'll let you figure that one out. President Flynn, fellow trustees, dedicated faculty, family, friends, and most important, honored graduates. Thank you and good morning, everyone. It's a great honor to deliver the commencement address and also a great responsibility. After all, it's my job to deliver a profound message that each of you can take along with you as you journey through life. And so I searched the web to learn from the experts, and I was amazed to discover that there are as many commencement addresses online as there are websites dedicated to Charlie Sheen and Lady Gaga. Some are a bit dry, but others are great fun, and here are some of the quotes that I really enjoyed. Robert Orban said that a graduation ceremony is an event where the commencement speaker tells thousands of students dressed in identical caps and gowns that individuality is the key to success. And success, according to a commencement address by Winston Churchill, is the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm. Gary Boulding said, "Graduates, your families are extremely proud of you. You can't imagine the sense of relief they are feeling. This would be a most opportune time to ask for money." One of my all-time favorite quotes is from Rodney Dangerfield's commencement address in the movie Back to School. "Always look out for number one, and be careful not to step in number," you know the rest. I finally turned to my Irish friend who told me that a commencement speaker is like the corpse at an Irish wake. They need you there to have the party, but you're not expected to say very much. I will try to keep that in mind. In nearly every graduation address that I uncovered, it included language about going out into the world. You know, as you leave these ivy-covered walls. Okay, well, not here, but you know, that kind of sentiment. But it occurred to me that this notion doesn't apply at all to this group. You are not going out into the world, you are already there. Many of you have families, some of you have grandchildren. Most of you are pursuing careers, and all of you have plenty of responsibilities, a full plate, as they say. And yet, academic achievement and self-improvement is important enough to you that you found a way to make room for it in your busy lives. So today is not so much about moving from one phase of your life to another as it is validation for what you have already accomplished. I remember working on my master's at Springfield back in the dark ages in the years BF, before Flynn. I was executive director of a YMCA in San Francisco. My wife Celia and I were busy with 2 babies. I was trying to raise the money to build a new YMCA. I was running marathons in my spare time and trying to finish up work on a Springfield graduate degree. As I think about those days, one question always springs immediately to mind. How did we do it? I know that each of you has entertained the same question. So did Lee Iacocca when he was asked how he turned around Chrysler. How did he do it? Lee said, "I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to do." However you answer that question, the how and the why is less important than the what, the result. And that's why I have so much respect and admiration for you, and that's why today is as much about validation as it is about celebration. You did it. As a graduate of Springfield College, each of you wears a badge that says you have chosen a life of service to others. It is in Springfield's DNA, it is in our DNA. You have chosen an academic and career path in the helping professions, and few pursuits are more noble than this. A life of service means you are more than involved, you are committed. I subscribe to the bacon and egg distinction between involvement and commitment. You probably have heard that in order to make bacon and eggs, the chicken is involved, but the pig is committed. You may recall a lyric from the song "Angry Young Man" by Billy Joel. Quote, "I believe I've passed the age of consciousness and righteous rage. I found that just surviving is a noble fight." I don't know about you, but I never want to pass the age of consciousness and righteous rage. But I believe that's a possibility we all face as our lives grow in complexity and the responsibilities begin to pile up. And when faced with some of the seemingly intractable problems of our time, poverty, illiteracy, chronic disease, crime, and other ills, we begin to hear the drumbeat that it will take a miracle, that I am only one person, that it's not my responsibility. But say yes anyway. One of my favorite educators and a good friend is Marquette University's Dr. Howard Fuller. Dr. Fuller is one of the founders of the charter school movement in America. And Howard reminds us that considering the size of the crisis in public education, particularly in our cities, that one would have to be crazy to attempt to repair it. All logic suggests that the problems are insurmountable. But then Howard encourages us to leap before you look. Leap before you look. Howard knows that if you look first, you'll never leap. Now, I don't think Dr. Fuller was suggesting that one should jump off the high diving board into an empty pool, but he was reminding us that sometimes we have to lead with our hearts and not necessarily our heads. And so my own interpretation of Howard's advice is say yes anyway. In Milwaukee, there were 100 reasons not to take on the city's education crisis, but the YMCA took a leap of faith and we opened our own charter school. Today, Young Leaders Academy is one of the highest performing schools in Wisconsin, and it just happens to be located in Milwaukee's poorest neighborhood. We said yes anyway. Deborah Van Langen is a grandmother who got around to college a little bit later than some of us. She earned a BS at UMass in 2006, an MS at Springfield in 2009, and today she earns her PhD in exercise physiology. Deborah wanted to teach. Deborah Van Langen is here with us today. Dr. Van Langen said yes anyway. In New York City, immigrants and their families comprise nearly half of the population. They are New York City's most vulnerable residents, and the road to citizenship and stability is long, difficult, and expensive. And so our YMCA opened YMCA New American Welcome Centers in every borough, providing English classes, citizenship preparation, access to legal services, and skills training. The work is tough and the funding is tight, but we said yes anyway. When Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans in 2005, the Dryad's Y was forced to shut down its School of Commerce. The school had been a critically needed community resource, providing training in nursing, dental, and medical assistance, among other professions. It would have been very easy to hang it up and walk away. There was a lot of that going around. But its director, Josh Williams, and his colleagues found a way to reopen, and the School of Commerce is up and running and just got its accreditation. Josh Williams said yes anyway. Josh is here today to collect his master's degree. All of us are familiar with the life and legacy of Mother Teresa. She is the undisputed heavyweight saint of our generation. The following verses were written on the wall of Mother Teresa's home at her home for children, in her room at her home for children in Calcutta. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them. anyway. And let me add one final verse. I'm sure Mother Teresa will forgive me. Reaching out to the weakest, the neediest, and most vulnerable among us may seem an impossible undertaking. Say yes anyway. As Springfield College alums, we have both the privilege and responsibility to lead others in service to humanity. And I know that whatever path you choose, Springfield will be proud of you. In closing, to those of you who have received awards, honors, and distinctions, I say well done. And to the C students, I say you too may one day be the commencement speaker. Congratulations to all, and God bless.